You wake up feeling motivated. This time is going to be different. You tell yourself you're finally going to lose weight, eat healthier, and stick to a proper vegan diet. So you open your phone, search for vegan weight loss tips, and instantly get buried under thousands of completely conflicting opinions. One person tells you carbs are destroying your body. Another says fruit is making you fat. Someone else claims smoothies are the secret to rapid fat loss. And before you even eat breakfast, you already feel overwhelmed. So you try to do everything perfectly. You buy expensive, healthy foods. You make giant salads. You force yourself to drink green juices that honestly taste terrible. For a few days, maybe even a week, you feel disciplined. You feel like you're finally taking control. But then the cravings start hitting
hard.
Late at night, you suddenly want chips, bread, sugar, peanut butter, literally anything that feels satisfying. And before long, you end up overeating again. Then comes the guilt, the frustration, the feeling that maybe vegan weight loss just doesn't work for you. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Most vegan diets fail because the meals aren't designed to keep you full long enough to stay consistent. That's it. It isn't because your metabolism is broken. It isn't because you're lazy. And it definitely isn't because vegan food can't help you lose weight. The real problem is that most people eat meals that are technically healthy but psychologically impossible to sustain. Tiny portions, low protein, not enough fiber, not enough volume. So your body fights back with constant hunger signals all day long. And when you're hungry all the time, discipline eventually collapses. Cladding. That's why the best vegan weight loss meals are not the ones with the fewest calories. They're the meals that make staying in a calorie deficit feel easy. That's the secret. And once you understand this, losing weight becomes dramatically simpler. Instead of constantly fighting your body, you finally start working with it. So in this video, we're going to break down 7 vegan meals for weight loss that actually work in real life. These meals are high volume, filling, satisfying, low calorie, and incredibly easy to make. You don't need expensive ingredients. You don't need detox teas. You don't need starvation. You just need meals that help you stay consistent long enough to see real results. The first meal is a chickpea salad bowl. Now, when most people hear the word salad, they immediately imagine sadness in a bowl. Tiny lettuce leaves with no flavor that leave you hungry again 30 minutes later. But this is completely different. This salad works because it's built around volume and fiber. Chickpeas are incredibly powerful for weight loss because they digest slowly and help stabilize your appetite. Combined with cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, onions, and a light lemon dressing, you get a massive bowl of food that fills your stomach without destroying your calories. One of the biggest mistakes people make while dieting is eating portions that are way too small. Your stomach physically wants volume. That's why foods with high water content and high fiber content are so effective. They allow you to eat more while consuming fewer calories overall. So instead of feeling deprived, you actually finish meals feeling satisfied. And that changes everything psychologically. The second meal is tofu stir fry. Tofu is one of the most misunderstood foods in the entire fitness world. People think it's bland, boring, or somehow unhealthy. But in reality, tofu is one of the best vegan protein sources you can eat for fat loss. It's high in protein, relatively low in calories, and extremely versatile. The key is learning how to cook it properly. When tofu is air-fried or pan-fried until crispy, it completely changes texture and becomes incredibly satisfying. Add broccoli, carrots, bell peppers, mushrooms, and a low-calorie sauce, and suddenly you have a huge, flavorful meal packed with nutrients and protein. Meals like this are important because protein helps preserve muscle mass while losing fat. And when you maintain muscle, your body looks dramatically better as the weight comes off. You're not just becoming smaller, you're becoming leaner and more athletic looking. The third meal is overnight oats. This is one of the easiest vegan breakfasts for weight loss because it requires almost zero effort. And honestly, convenience matters more than people realize. If healthy meals are too difficult or time-consuming, most people simply won't stay consistent long-term. Overnight oats solve that problem perfectly. Oats are extremely filling because they digest slowly and provide long-lasting energy. Add almond milk, chia seeds, berries, and maybe some vegan protein powder, and you suddenly have a breakfast that keeps you full for hours instead of sending you into a mid-morning hunger crash. Most breakfast foods are loaded with sugar and leave you hungry almost immediately. This does the exact opposite. Meal number 4 is lentil soup. Lentils are criminally underrated when it comes to vegan weight loss. They're affordable, packed with fiber, rich in plant protein, and incredibly satisfying. In fact, soups in general can be amazing for fat loss because the water volume naturally helps fill you up. That's one reason people often feel more satisfied after eating soup compared to dry processed foods with the same calories. And here's something important most diets ignore. Sustainable weight loss should not feel miserable all the time. If your plan constantly leaves you exhausted, starving, and emotionally drained, you probably won't maintain it for very long. Good vegan meals should feel comforting and enjoyable while still supporting your goals. That's how real long-term fat loss happens. Meal number 5 is the vegan burrito bowl. This is one of the best examples of making healthy food feel indulgent. Because psychologically, satisfaction matters. If your meals always feel restrictive, your brain eventually rebels against the diet entirely. Burrito bowls work because they combine flavor, texture, volume, and nutrition all in one meal. Use black beans, cauliflower rice, or regular rice, salsa, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and avocado. You can even add tofu or vegan ground meat alternatives for extra protein. The result is a meal that feels like comfort food while still supporting weight loss. And that's the sweet spot you want to aim for with your diet. Meal number 6 is a green smoothie designed specifically for fat loss. Now, most smoothies are secretly calorie bombs. They contain huge amounts of sugar, nut butters, syrups, fruit juice, and unnecessary extras that make them almost identical to milkshakes. That's why some people gain weight drinking smoothies even though they think they're being healthy. But a properly designed smoothie can actually be an incredible tool for weight loss. Use spinach, frozen berries, almond milk, ice, and vegan protein powder. This creates a low-calorie, high-nutrient drink that supports fullness without spiking calories too high. Plus, it's incredibly convenient for busy mornings when you don't feel like cooking. And finally, meal number 7 is air fryer vegetables with tofu. This meal is almost impossible to overeat because the calorie density is so low. You get huge portions of crispy vegetables, satisfying protein, and tons of volume without consuming massive calories. That's one of the biggest secrets behind successful weight loss. The more volume you can eat for fewer calories, the easier consistency becomes. The biggest mistake people make with vegan weight loss is focusing only on whether foods are healthy instead of whether those foods are sustainable. Because sustainability is what actually produces results. Hunger destroys consistency. Consistency creates fat loss. It's really that simple. You don't need extreme diets. You don't need to completely eliminate carbs. You don't need detox teas or expensive supplements or impossible meal plans. You just need meals that help you stay satisfied while naturally controlling calories over time. That's how real transformation happens.
Slowly, consistently, sustainably.
And here's the best part. When you finally stop trying to suffer your way through weight loss, the process becomes dramatically easier to maintain. Instead of constantly restarting every Monday, you build habits that quietly fit into your everyday life. You stop obsessing over perfection. You stop punishing yourself after bad meals. And you start focusing on consistency instead. Because, ultimately, successful vegan weight loss isn't about being perfect for 2 weeks. It's about being consistent for 6 months. That's what changes your body. That's what changes your habits. And that's what creates results people actually notice.